Greetings, sisters and brothers in Christ. This is Pastor Aaron, and I'm here to introduce our word of the month for March, and that word is faith. Faith. It's a really important word, and actually something, when I think about my own, you could say faith journey, or my own understanding of God, it actually, this question of what is faith, asking about this word, has really been central to a lot of the things that make me who I am, make me have the call that I do, all those kinds of things. And most of it really comes back to a time in my life when I did not feel a lot of faith. I wasn't really sure what that was supposed to feel like or look like, or what does it mean to have faith? I mean, I remember from confirmation, we talked about faith all the time, right? It's what distinguishes us, that justification comes by faith and not by works, right? But what does that mean? How do I act that out? And so there was this span of time, probably high school to college, where I was trying to figure out what exactly was faith all about. I would ask some adults, and I think they were struggling with a little bit with how to exactly voice it to me, and it even got so interesting, got so difficult that I even went to the dictionary, and I remember it said something like loyalty to someone, obedience to someone, and thinking, it's not the most inspired definition of the entire world. I wasn't really sure if that really helped me quite figure out what it is that I wanted, but all that's just kind of this constant struggle of trying to figure out, what does it mean to have faith? What am I supposed to do or live out? And so fast forward a couple of years, and I was invited to be part of a planning team for a big area youth event, right? And so at first, I remembered saying, I don't think you really want me for this, because I'm not really sure what I believe, or I don't know if I could really voice what I believe about God, and all those kinds of things. And the person who was sort of recruiting me for this, her name is Peggy, kind of kept at me for a while, and just eventually broke me, and I said, okay, fine, I'll come and do it. And so I drove to the first meeting, and it was a good meeting. It was kind of fascinating to see people who really cared about these kinds of things, who were passionate about their faith. And then at the end, we had these closing devotions, and right before we were about to start, the leader got up and said, by the way, everybody, the t-shirts are in. They finally got the new t-shirts that they wanted. And so they handed them out. I got one, which kind of surprised me a little bit. And I was thinking, I'm just showed up. I just get, wow, okay, I get a t-shirt. And on the kind of pocket, I guess right here, it had like a little Luther rose kind of thing, that little symbol that shows up there. And then on the back were these words: faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen. Faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen. And I don't know, that's Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1. And I don't know what it was, but it flipped a switch or something like that. And all of a sudden, weirdly enough, I did not think about looking in the Bible for a definition for faith. And here it is. And it sort of changed the way that I was working with things. I remember we had to be partnered up with a devotion for the devotion, and I'm talking to them, and all I could talk about is this T-shirt and seeing this, and the person I was partnered with saying, like, wow, this is really meaning something. And I said, yeah, this really is. And I think for me, it really came down to, there's a couple of pieces of that I really love. That the idea of this being something that is about hope, right? About assuring us when things seem hopeless and we're not sure what way is up, we can be assured that we can have hope in what it is that God is up to. And not only that, but to have conviction in things that we cannot see all the time. That's what faith is really all about. Gosh, that said something to me, that maybe even whenever it is that I'm struggling with things, when I'm not sure how things are going to go, even though we can't see it, God is still at work. God is still doing something. God is still doing something amazing. We can have, that can be our foundation. We can have that as a conviction. We can hold on to it. It's made a world of difference to me. So much so that I remember that verse more than almost any other verse. That faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things unseen. Now, I don't know what it is about that verse that really made such a profound impact on me. I think there's something about these words of assurance and conviction being connected to faith. And not only that, but they are rooted ultimately. It's the assurance of things that we are hoping for, right? It's the conviction of things that we don't see. We can't necessarily plan for them. We have to hope. We have to hope and have faith in the things that God is doing that we can't necessarily see. But having faith means that we can trust that God is. That God is out there working, that God is there to bring life and love and peace and hope to us, even when we aren't sure, when we can't see it, when we can't experience it. And yet, even then, God is at work. And frankly, that has given me a whole lot of things. It's given me a whole lot of hope. It's given me a whole lot of reason to continue to go. And maybe more than anything else, that verse has given me a whole lot of faith. And so, as you live out your faith, as you share in the things that you hope for, as you are rooted and you have a conviction in things even when we cannot see, may you know our God, who is always at work, whose love and life continues to move, and know that there we can have hope, we can have trust, and we can have faith. May God's peace be with you.